Coach, you said in the days leading up to the game that you wish you didn't have to face a team like Oklahoma State to get that 10th win. It was a tough night, and you guys put up a great show.
Well, thanks. I'm awfully proud of our squad, proud of our kids. We're saying goodbye to some fantastic seniors that have set great examples for our younger players. You know, we had a plan, and we executed it well at times. You know, my initial thoughts on the game are, I don't really remember Oklahoma State making very many, if any, mistakes, and we made, you know, a handful, just enough to kind of keep us from pulling the thing off. And that's not to say that Oklahoma State doesn't deserve credit for winning the game. They do. They have a fine football team. They're well coached and did a good job. But I'm awfully proud of my squad too. You know, we're prepared well. The guys played their tails off and really worked hard and laid it out there on the line.
Ricky, to build on what Coach was just talking about, you left it all out there. I mean, is there anything more you can say about tonight?
This one hurts, man. You know, we wanted to send the seniors out right. As you can see, we didn't quit. You know, we didn't give up. You know, that's all Coach preached to us ever since he's been here. But you know, this one just hit a different spot. You know, man. But you know, hats off to them. You know, it's a good program. Like Coach said, they didn't turn over the ball and making many mistakes. You know, so and if you pull up the stats, people who does that will usually win the game. This one just right now it just hurts right now.
Let's open it up for questions, please. Mike, we'll get a microphone over to Mike here.
Justin, what was working so well in terms of the run game that allowed you to possess the football as well as you did?
Well, mostly it was the inside zone. You know, I thought Deshaun did a really good job of cutting it back when it needed to be cut back and bouncing it out the front a couple times. When it kind of all collapsed in there. So, you know, I thought we handled the line of scrimmage fairly well, but I thought the backs did a really good job. All three of them really, you know, Jalen didn't get as many carries, but, you know, when he was in there, he had the nice run on the option play, and then Steven was pouring it up in there pretty well too.
What went wrong on the goal line fumble there that obviously was pretty pivotal? Yeah,
just a mesh that those two guys have made 10,000 times, and just rode it a little bit long, and you know, something that you feel really comfortable with doing because you've done it since day one and didn't execute it.
Over here.
Coach, you were definitely missing some guys that could be considered key on paper to your group, and yet you still executed well. Go ahead and please comment on your team's ability to step up.
Well, we're not going to use that as a crutch. I mean, it is what it is. People go through things during the season. It's our job to play football and represent Virginia Tech the right way, and that's by preparing and competing and putting our best out there. And I think our kids certainly did that today. They have a lot to be proud of. They accomplished a lot during the season, winning both of our rivalry games and winning 9 football games. So our kids have a lot of pride. They have a lot of pride in Virginia Tech, a lot of pride in themselves in this program, and you know, we knew we were going to get a great effort from our kids today.
Justin, back row right.
Ricky, all the way in the back. That 3rd and 11 that they hit on the run to the left there, I think they got down to the 20 or whatever it was late. Just how tough was that? Because it seemed like at that point, obviously you guys are very much in it. Did you kind of get a sense at that point that that might have been the play that sort of sealed it for them?
You know, that play was tough. You know, watching film, we knew on 3rd and 9 or 3rd and long that there was a team that would like to run the ball. And, you know, our personnel, we was in the 30 defense, which, you know, 3 down front. You know, hats off to them. They made a good call and they executed. There's nothing else to it.
Mike?
This team was averaging over 46 points a game and 3rd in the nation. Obviously, the outcome isn't what you wanted, but how much pride does this defense take in holding them so far below kind of where they were?
We take good pride in that. Obviously, we didn't do enough on defense. Obviously, you know, our goal is to get turnovers. We didn't, but you know, just playing with that group on defense, man. You know, everybody had the same mentality. Coach Foster, you know, preaches to us, and we just go to work every day, and it definitely paid off this year.
Justin, you had a chance there to kick a field goal there in the 4th quarter, but you guys went for it on 4th down. What was kind of the decision-making process there? What went into that?
We knew we had 2 downs on the I mean, we're going to go for it. I mean, I didn't think field goal was going to do us any good at that point. So we knew we had 2 downs, and we called a little RPO on 3rd down that we just missed. And then we had the snap issue on 4th down. Didn't really give ourselves much of a chance.
TV riser on the right.
Ricky, Ricky right here. You were everywhere tonight. It seemed like you were just all over the place. Were you seeing the game differently? Was it more focused? What was really the game plan for you and just making such a big impact on defense?
You know, that's just my mentality going in every game. You know, I just wanted to get the 10 win, you know, for this team, and then also get the win for the seniors. You know, just going out there, and I actually was pretty excited to play against a team like this. You know, in the ACC, we don't really have a team that has that throws the ball like that or put up numbers like that. So it was pretty all month. I was anxious to play these guys, and I guess you can see it as you can see on the field. I was pretty anxious to play these guys.
Front row right.
Justin, the first play of the 3rd quarter, is that something you drew up? It had the slant to Murphy. It looked wide open. If the ball is there, it looks like a touchdown. Is that something you drew up at halftime and you thought?
Yeah, it was behind him. It's the ball behind him a little bit. Yeah, just a little adjustment that we felt like we were getting and felt like we could take advantage of it, and it was just a little off. I think he had maybe a little guy in his face or something. I don't know. I couldn't tell, but.
Mike?
A little bit of a bigger picture, but what has the experience been like working with Coach Foster, and obviously tonight a very complimentary game plan with the defense in mind?
Well, I've enjoyed every moment of it. You know, since I first met Coach Foster, you know, he's about the team and finding a way to win. He's competitive. He's obviously very accomplished, but I mean, I've enjoyed every second of it. I mean, it's been a great experience. You know, it's the first thing I ever told him was, you know, we're going to try and find ways to win games, however we have to win them. If that means, like tonight, trying to run the ball 50 times and soak up the clock and keep the defense off the field, whatever it takes that plays to the strengths of our team to give ourselves a chance versus whoever we're playing, that's what we're going to do. And it's been a great experience. I've really enjoyed it.
Just a couple of more questions. Front row.
Justin, can you assess Josh's play tonight?
Not without looking at the film. You know, I think off the cuff, I would say, you know, at times he made a lot of plays. He competed his tail off. He's tough. He absolutely, right now, gives us the best chance to win. You know, there's probably a couple plays out there that he wishes he had back or had made, but there's a lot of plays he did make out there too.
Second row left.
Coach, Andrew Matuapuaka, obviously a unique player with a unique background. How would you describe your time with him?
Oh, times like this and questions like that, I wish I was a better linguist. I mean, I just think the world of the young man. I really do. He just works his tail off. He doesn't talk a lot, but he works his tail off, and he's about the team and doing things the right way. And you know, some of the local media knows. I think Andy wrote an article about, you know, some of the changes he made in his life. And you know, he's a guy, along with a lot of our other guys, but just an honor and a privilege to get to coach him and be around him on a daily basis. You can learn a lot from people like that, coaches included.
Coach Fuente, Ricky, thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks.
Hokies!